So Carter, I became a hospice chaplain. And the very first person that I went to visit, we'll call him Ed. And he was 52 years old. He had been super successful. He had built an insurance empire that he had just sold 2 months ago. And then immediately he's diagnosed with throat cancer and he's told he has 6 months to live. Now, I had no idea. When I said yes to this opportunity, I had no idea what hospice was. But it could have been the guy that follows the elephants with a shovel. I would have done it. So no training. I'm sitting there. This is my very first visit with somebody who is actively dying. He's got 6 months left, and he is furious. He is cussing, and he's screaming, and he's crying. And I don't know what to say to him or what to do. And so I just sit there and I cry with him. I just sat there and cried with him. And near the end of the visit, I said, you know what, Ed, you're still alive. You've got to remember to live today. You've got to remember to squeeze the heck out of this day while you're still here. And I left. Well, Ed took my advice, and he started to do things that he had never done before. He called all 3 of his adult children and told them that he loved them. They had never heard those words. He became softer and kinder with his wife. He later would tell me he lived more in the next 6 months than he had his entire life building that insurance empire. And we became close friends. I visited him on a weekly basis. Near the end of that 6 months, now he's bedbound. He can't get out of bed at all. So I'm visiting him on his bed. And I get up to leave, and he calls me back. He says, Dave, come on, sit down here. And so I sit down on his bed, and he says, lean close. And I lean close, and he says these words to me, Carter. The reason I'm with you on the show today, it's the reason I do marriage coaching. He said these words. He said, Dave, you got to remember to live today. And it had occurred to me that I had said those words to so many other people in the previous 6 months, but that I wasn't living. I was waiting to live. I was going to live when my kids got to be a certain age. I was going to live when my church was so big. I was going to live when I had this amount of money in the bank. That I left his room that day and said, every single day, I'm going to squeeze life. I'm going to live life to the absolute fullest. You know, it's interesting. He died that night. That was the last time I saw this man. But every single day since that day, I have lived life to the fullest. And here's the truth. Carter, through my 20 plus years in hospice, I've been with hundreds and hundreds of people at the end of their life. And not one of them asked, hey, bring me my checkbook. Hey, bring me my bowling ball. Hey, bring me the degree off the wall. Every one of them, all that matters is the people that are standing around them. And at the end of our lives, we want to get to this point where we have no regrets. And we want to, so relationships are everything. And that's why I'm a marriage coach. I have this conviction that part of living every day is getting the most out of your relationships. And I find that there is no more satisfying relationship than that marriage relationship.